All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in here. I'm just trying to show you a little bit about how to um, set up your laptop here to use GarageBand to record here. So as you can see here, I'm just going to need to find in my applications right here, and go to GarageBand. So I'm going to open up GarageBand, and this is what we'll be recording our interview with. Alright, that's just on my computer. When you pull this up, you might have a new option much like this, and we want to choose Empty Project. So again, I went up to File, selected New for a new project. I'm going to create an empty project. I'll choose that. And then this pop-up's going to pop up, excuse me. For input, you could leave this input one for now. Also, you could plug in your USB headset, and it should choose right here that you could choose your USB headset, excuse me. We'll roll with the microphone here and create. And from this, you can see that the built-in mic is picking mine up here. But the first thing I want to do is go to Preferences, go to the audio here, and for input, I want to choose the USB headset. It's currently 10:18 here on Tuesday night. Those headsets are at school, so I don't have one to plug in. But that's where it would be the input device, and we'd save that. I'll exit out of here. Next thing I want you to do is, in GarageBand, make sure this stuff is unchecked. It's going to make this really awkward tapping sound, so I want to uncheck all of this right here. But I forget which one. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4, or this the clicker right here. So uncheck those. They should not be purple. And essentially, we are going to make an audio recording right from this. The beauty of this is, again, I've made sure that in GarageBand and Preferences that I'm using the USB headset, and I can click record. On this here, the red button is record. Play button plays back what you have here. It can also pause when you're recording, and so forth. So I'm going to do a recording, and I'm going to give you a sample of what you would say this week Friday. I'll have a script for you that day as well, but I'll pretend that the date is Friday the 21st, or excuse me, Friday the 22nd, and we'll roll. Hey there, welcome to the Milton Oral History Project. My name is Mr. Neuenschwander. Broadcasting for Mr. Crofts and Mr. Carreno's classroom here, and we are sitting with such and such senior citizen, again on May 22nd of 2015. Pretend so-and-so, thanks so much for being with us today, and we have a number of questions for today. Alright, so I've made the recording here. If I want to pause, I can simply click play. That's all I clicked here. If I ever want to jump back in, I'm going back to the record button, and it's starting to record again. So if your senior on Friday has to use the bathroom, or something happens on your end where you see a need to pause this, you don't hit the stop, you don't have to hit the record. I think it's a lot safer just to click this little play button, and it'll stop, and you can pick up with what you want to do, and then get back to recording should you want to. With this, yeah, pretty decent here. The one thing I wanted to show you a little bit here is, well, what did I want to do? I did want to change this so this would be actual time. I don't know if this is actually by seconds here. I want to try and be able to show this just by times, but maybe it's display mode. Yes, right here, time. So I know I'm at currently $1.25, 1 minute and 25 seconds. And I just went right up here, just to the left here, so I know how long my interview is. The morning of or the afternoon of, whenever you guys are there on Friday, we're going to shoot for a 40-minute interview. If we're a little less, it's okay. If we're a little more, it's probably okay. Not that I don't want you to talk to the senior that long. It's not that at all. But I want to try and make sure that whatever we use this year, we can upload onto the internet, and I want to make sure it's a small enough file. So the magic number when you're done with your interview with your senior citizen on Friday is, if we're going to upload this onto the interwebs at our server, ideally I would love the exported file, and I'll show you how to do that here, to be 20 megabytes and less. Not more than 20 megabytes. If it's bigger, then we're going to have to go back into GarageBand here and delete out a little bit of their interview. Anywho, I'll show you what happens when you click record to stop recording. You can see that the track still moves, it's still playing, but now I stopped it there when I went back to that. Alright, now when you are fully done with your interview, let's say you're 40 minutes into it, you've signed off, you will go to share, right up here, share. And you're going to export song to disk. And I'm just going to choose my desktop, and this is Tuesday night test run. Saved to my desktop, and I'm going to export. But before I do, I'm going to choose MP3. It's already chosen right here, and the quality is low quality. Just like Mr. Neuenschwander's jokes, very low quality jokes. Why you say low quality? Well, we tried everything from the medium quality to the highest quality, and it still sounded pretty good. But when we choose low quality, it gives us the smallest file. And again, when we upload these onto the internet so that these seniors and their families can listen to these online, we want the lowest quality because it's going to give us the smallest file to upload. So it's important that this gets picked here. Make sure you guys are checking in on that. So I'm going to click export. And with this, it'll say something odd like bouncing. I don't know what that means, but maybe you guys do. But essentially, it's going to then convert us into an MP3, which can then be found on our computer. I've chose to put mine on my desktop. I can also open it up into iTunes. But when all is said and done, you've got it on your desktop. We're going to have some flash drives there as well floating around that day. I want you to keep your MP3 that you exported on your desktop, and I want you to also to load it onto our flash drive that we'll have floating around here. That way I have a copy of it, and it's also on your computer's laptop. Yeah, your computer's laptop. It's also on the desktop on your laptop is what I meant to say. It's given us 2 copies, and we will be a lot safer knowing we've got a copy on yours and on the flash drive. All right. Well, hopefully you were able to pick this up, ladies and gents. Hopefully I don't have too boring of a voice. I know it's a boring voice, but this can walk us through for steps. If you have to repeat any of these steps, by all means, go and do that. But again, the repeating problem that we have here on this is we want to make sure that when we open up GarageBand, we do a new track. When you go to new track, choose the ones that I showed you, and then once you're in, get the preferences. Make sure you're not using the built-in input. That'll work, but it's not going to give us the best sound. We want the best sound that we can get, and that is that USB headset, something like a Logitech USB headset. The computer should pick it up, plug it into your USB, and you'll be golden. All right. Thanks, ladies and gents. You got the rest of the day to continue to work on doing your own audio recording. Practice that, and then practice it a little bit more. Make sure you have your chargers that day and that your laptop is charged up, and you have more time to work on some questions here today. Thank you.